Blog Talk Radio.
Rockers in Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community.
Hey, good morning. John Hollis, your host here at Waking Up Blessed, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. You can check us out at rockersandrecovery.com. Click on the Listen Live button, and each morning, of course, you'll have a list of upcoming shows and some past archive shows, and if you click on the home button, you'll see all of our past guests. And, of course, this is part of Rockers in Recovery Radio. Been around since 2008. You can check out the About button just by clicking on that at rockersandrecovery.com. You can also join the newsletter, Waking Up Blessed, by going to Facebook, Rockers in Recovery at Facebook, and just clicking on the Sign Up tab on the top of the page. I want to welcome everybody to the show. This show is about starting our day with inspirational stories of experience, strength, and hope. And we want to thank, of course, SoberMap.com, SoberMap app. You can download it to your phone and find a 12-step meeting near you or other helpful information for recovery. And today we have our buddy Gary on from Clean and Sober Radio up there in Philadelphia. And Gary has had us on and been very, very, very loving towards Rockers in Recovery over the years and different events that we were doing up in that area. And I wanted to reciprocate with that today because he's got some really cool stuff he's doing with David Usikian in the pocket. And our friend David has been on. Matter of fact, right after this show, we're going to air his last broadcast with us, so that way we can kind of put everything together. You guys can get a full picture of what's going to happen up there in Philly on September 15th. But they got some great stuff going on, and we're going to bring Gary on the line and talk to him about all that right now. Gary, welcome to the show, and thank you for being on Waking Up Blessed.
Thanks, John, a whole lot, and I'm glad to be with you this morning.
You know, it's so cool to have you on with me. You know, you've helped out Rockers in Recovery by bringing us on your show several different times, and you know, it's just that's the way it works, man. It's like, you know, we get to help each other, to be able to carry the message, to be able to help others. You know what I mean? And it's just a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, John. I think we've been friends now. I guess, you know, I started my show Clean and Sober in Philadelphia 4.5 years ago, and I think you were on shortly after that.
Yeah, I think you guys were like there, I think 6 months when I got there. You know,
yeah,
when we did
you were
show.
getting ready to do the show at the Recovery Walk in Philadelphia, so it must have been in September.
Yeah, it was Penn's Landing.
We had you on.
And Penn's Landing, and
yep.
I think the Recovery Walk, the Rockers in Recovery band, the Rockers in Recovery was performing there, so it was kind of a cool thing. I mean, hey, listen, they had 22,000 people that day. That was an amazing day. And it's a great cause. ProAx, you know, there's some really cool people out there.
Definitely, and they have an event coming up again next month, so it's cool. It's all cool.
Yeah, beautiful. So listen, you know, first of all, you've been around and in recovery, in the center of recovery, and helping people for many, many years. And one of the things that the show's about is, what's Waking Up Blessed mean to you?
Waking up blessed means to me that I have awoken one more time, clean and sober.
Beautiful.
And that I can remember that everything I did the day before, the week before, the month before, and the year before. You know, that's what it means to me. And it means I now have another day in front of me to help somebody.
Exactly. Do you find, Gary, that's through your day? I mean, hey, listen, we all go through it, trials and tribulations, and we have our ups and downs each day. What are some of the things that you do if somebody was out there and they're listening today and they're getting ready to start their day? What are some of the things that you do through your day when, you know, the proverbial shit hits the fan, so to speak? What do you do?
Look, I try. I'm far from perfect, John. Okay, like every other mortal person on this earth, I try to do the best I can. I try to be as honest as I can. I try to be as responsible as I can. You know, I make it so people know they can rely on me. That's what I do during the day. And when I say something, I do it if at all possible. Nobody has to wonder when they ask me. If I don't want to do it, I'll tell them straight out, up front. But I won't play any games. But if I commit, you can be rest assured that I will come through.
Beautiful thing. Do you find that, with your show, and this is really kind of as far as the radio show is concerned, have you found with your radio show and committing to that, because that's a big commitment, man. You got to be there and you have to show up, as you were just saying, and you're doing that week after week after week. Tell the folks a little bit about your show and what you do on it and where they can find you, and let them know how that works, you know what I mean? Because that's a big commitment.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge that, you also do the same thing that I do, and it is a big commitment. I can't wake up in the morning and go, I really don't feel like doing this today, because there's a lot of people that rely on listening to both of us. So my show is called Clean and Sober Radio out of Philadelphia. It's broadcast live on live radio, and we're on AM 860 out of Philadelphia. So if you're local, if you're in Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Delaware, you can listen to us live on your radio. If you actually have a radio, because times are changing. You can also listen to us live on our website, which is cleanandsoberbroadcasting.com. That's cleanandsoberbroadcasting.com. We also film our shows. So at 3 o'clock on Friday, if somebody wants to watch us do the show, they can go on Facebook. We're streamed live on Facebook, actually on my page, Gary Hendler, Hendler. I don't mind using my last name because I find that the more people know about me, I think the more I can help them. That's and that's it's interesting. Friday we had a discussion on anonymity. And my personal view is anonymity is not a good thing in recovery unless you're trying to keep a job or get a job or something like that. But the secretness of it, I just don't feel in this day and age is a cool thing. So anyway, we're live. You can watch us live. You can listen to us live. We have a podcast, cleanandsoberbroadcasting.com. And we have we have a wide variety of guests on, as you do, John. We have the most famous, and then I have, like last week I had my buddies who I grew up with who are in recovery, long-time recovery, and we got to reminisce about the old days, and more importantly, what it's like in recovery. So that's what we do on the show, cleanandsoberbroadcasting.com.
You brought up something that's, since 2008 when we did the first Rockers in Recovery radio show, we got bombarded by, the 12-step police.
Yes.
And, I used to get, a couple hundred emails a week about how, I was going to burn in hell. And, one of the things that I have found over the years is that, most people really don't understand their own traditions because, I am, I don't get on here and say I am a member of any 12-step organization, or any, I don't name it outright, yes.
Right.
I am part of a 12-step organization, but I'm not going to tell you which one. And, something by me saying that and by me, providing the information, when I called General Service back in 2008 in New York City and I said, hey, listen, I'm getting ready to do this. And they said, hey, listen, you can't say that we endorse anybody. You can't say this. You can't say that. And it was all the general services that we called from all of the 12-step organizations. And we follow those guidelines. And you know something? If you really think that, we are, stepping on your tradition, you need to read your traditions in all your 12-step organizations. But most importantly, you're absolutely right. I think that there has been a huge mistake made by hiding in the shadows. And Greg Williams and some other people have brought all of that to the surface. You know what I mean? There's some great movies out there about that stuff now. So I think you're absolutely right, Gary. I think that, you have to be open to have people know who you are if they're going to get help.
Yeah, I mean, and the times are changing. Look, the big book. I get the big book. I follow most of it. With times changing, you have to change a little bit. I got the same pushback when I first went on the air, and my philosophy is, I'm not going to mention which 12-step I'm in. It might slip out, but I don't do it on purpose.
Exactly, I get it.
But my theory is the bottom line here is to stay sober and help another suffering blang blang bang bang person stay sober. That's really the bottom line. For me. I'm saying for me, John. Okay.
Mhm. Well, I think it's that way across the board. Anybody that's out there, like we're media. I mean, when you come right down to it, we are like addiction recovery media. What we do is a media platform. It's not like the advocates, and there's a lot of advocates out there that do it and are also, open about all of it and even what, what organizations they belong to. And I think that being said, by everybody doing that, it gives a platform of people being able to, may it be media like us guys, to the advocates, to the people that are researchers, to the people, everybody that's out there that is in the recovery process, that's sharing their experience, strength, and hope, could help one person today. And if we're all doing it at the same time, that's a lot of people.
It certainly is. Listen, we're a pretty big force. I'm talking about recovery. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are. 25 or 30 million people are in recovery, and we affect, families. We must affect, another 100 million people. We're a big group.
Absolutely.
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 We could actually sway any political election anywhere if we wanted to. I always think about that.
Yeah, we'll leave that one for another show.
Yeah, I know. Hey, let me. Can I talk about the concert I have coming up, John?
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna, I was gonna bring you into that because it's the 15th and David's there. Yeah, tell us about it, man. It's gonna be great.
So we're putting on the first recovery concert in Philadelphia, September the 15th, in a beautiful venue. The University of the Arts, Broad and Pine. People in this area know where that is. Beautiful auditorium, with balconies and all that stuff. And so we're there to raise money to help folks get into treatment who want to get into treatment. The music is going to be provided by David Osikinen. He's the drummer of the Hooters and has a band now called In the Pocket, which are legendary Philadelphia musicians. So it'll be great music, but the purpose is to raise money, and we're getting a good response. If anybody wants to come to the concert, well, first of all, you can go on the website that's A-N-D, cleanandsoberbroadcasting.com. You can buy tickets. You can donate money and not go to the show. We'll give those tickets out to folks who can't afford a ticket. And it's just going to be a great evening for a great cause. And it's a Saturday night. It's after the summer, so the people up here can't say they're at the South Jersey Shore because that's over with by September 15th. So it's going to be a great evening. And I hope some of your listeners around the country will go on the website and maybe purchase some stuff from us, some tickets.
I love it, man. We got, and again, it's September 15th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., and you can check it out at Clean and Sober Radio, and so you can do that on Facebook, too. Go to Clean and Sober Radio on Facebook. Also, if you want to check out more about this, you can also go to Rockers in Recovery on Facebook, and pinned to the top of the page, as usual, is today's show. And then right underneath of it, what we did was we posted the 2008 teen recovery concert that Gary is talking about right now through Clean and Sober Broadcasting. These guys are working diligently to make this a success to help other people. So, please check it out. And Gary, give me your website one more time, please.
Sure. Clean, C-L-E-A-N, and A-N-D, Sober, S-O-B-E-R, cleanandsoberbroadcasting.com. cleanandsoberbroadcasting.com.
Beautiful, brother. And in the meantime, we look forward to hearing some great stuff from you guys and the shows that you're doing and everything that you guys are putting together. And this is a great match, you and David. This is going to be huge. It's going to be a really great event. And, I wish you, blessings, and may you help many, many people with it.
Hey, John, thank you so very much for our friendship and all that you do in the recovery community. And we'll see each other real soon, I hope.
You all, and of course we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Of course, Waking Up Blessed, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. You check us out. And we're going to also play today David Usikian's last visit with us, and David's an amazing cat. And check out his show, and then I'll come back on and we'll close it out.
Respect. It's more than a word. It's an underlying principle of success and humanity.
Experience, strength, and hope. For somebody out there that might be struggling, or more importantly, might be in a situation where they're on the fence, and we get to show them what recovery looks like, what's the face on recovery. And if you're listening to Waking Up Blessed this morning with our friend David Usikian of the Hooters, and David is doing some great work, man. If you get to check him out, you can go to David Usikian on Facebook. And David, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on Waking Up Blessed.
Morning, John. How are you?
Yeah, all right, brother. Hey, listen, I'm really, really glad that you're on the show with us because, first of all, it's been about a year.
Speak with you.
Yeah, it's been about a year since the last time we had you on, and you've done a lot since then. You've gone across. I guess you were over doing some music across the ocean there on the other side of the pond. You've come back and you've done a bunch of stuff. You're with Smash Place now. What's going on with that? What's with Smash Place?
Actually, it must be written there wrong. It's actually Smash Palace.
Is
Smash
it?
Palace is a band. Smash Palace is a band that I don't even recall how it came about, but Franz Smith Jr., who plays with me in the Hooters, was a long-time contributor, friend of Steve Butler's, contributor with his music and things like that, and he started playing with Smash Palace. And when we started doing my project In the Pocket, Steve, I invited him to join us, and then he invited me in turn to join Smash Palace. And it's actually my fourth, I think we're counting, my fourth record with them. So
really?
As I write, I got an upcoming blog on Modern Drummer where I talk about back in the 80s, it was like unusual to have multiple bands if you were a pro guy. It was like, you do your sessions. But now, where I am in my career, and most guys I talk to, I said, what are you doing? Like I have In the Pocket, I play with the Hooters, which I lead for Europe on Thursday for a month. And then I Smash Palace, and then I do my session and whatever I can do with teaching and things like that. It's really important, and on a lot of levels. Not only it's a business, so you got to stay busy, but you got to keep your wheels greased. And in my case, where I'm in my 60s, you got to keep moving. Else you stop moving. So that's that. And I wouldn't have figured that out if I wasn't sober, John.
Well, and something that's funny that you say that, because the reality of getting through life, the way that we used to, compared to where we're at now, that's the theme of the show is waking up blessed. Any day I can wake up blessed today is a blessing. So, before we get into that stuff, what is it to you to wake up blessed? I mean, what does that mean to you?
It's easy. It's not waking for me. Like, if you get better, when I say better, if you recover from drug addiction or alcoholism, probably in any case of any addiction, where you wake up and you feel free, really free, that's pretty blessed, if you ask me. Because there was a day when I would wake up and the first thing I'd have to do was either I'd be sick and I'd be copping, I'd find a way to cop, and I would be desperate. The four horsemen, man, would be staring me in the face. And that is probably the catalyst every day of trying to help another suffering person, because I got out of that. I'm lucky. I don't have that anymore. My biggest enemy is my head. That's it. And what I do with it during the day, where I make a decision every day how I'm going to perform that day in our world with people in it, and how do I behave in this world, you know. So I'm lucky and I'm blessed, to be honest with you.
Mm. What are some of the things that you do? Because, you know, listen, the show is geared around one of the things that we wanted to do with this show was, you know, hey, listen, there's so much information going out there now. And, you know, the reality is that you can get online at any given time and watch some live, you know, broadcast from somewhere talking about recovery in some aspect. But one of the things I don't hear a lot of, and we are hoping that we can transmit with this show, is that what do you do each day when you're going through your trials and tribulations? Or, hey, listen, sometimes good things are happening too, and that can be a crisis, you know. So what do you do as you go through your day to help you maintain and stay rooted when you're dealing with life on life's terms?
Yeah, me, I prepare for that. I prepare for like today. You take it a day at a time, an hour at a time, whatever. My life is good today. I had to force myself to chill out for a couple of days before I fly to Europe for 20 shows. And so it's one of those things, you know, I said it just earlier, like I got a bad head. So if I don't get myself right with myself or my God or whoever I look towards for strength, then I'm asking for trouble. So basically, you know, any given day I wake up and I try to prepare for what's ahead of me. You know, in this case, you know, I got to get the right rest. I got to eat right. I got to sleep right. You know, I got a wife at home. I got to make sure that she's okay. My son out in California. All those things that I got to take care of, that when I go on the road, that I'm not like a maniac and I'm not forgetting where I come from or I could end up. You know, John, that's probably the biggest thing, is where I could end up if I make the wrong turn, door number 2. You know, there are no guarantees in this world. You know, you got to really do certain things every day that have helped me, you know. And some days I'm good and some days I'm not, as you know. We've talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, one of the things that it's funny, you're absolutely right, because on any given day, depending on how I go into that day, really can end up not only being detrimental to me, but to people around me. You know,
that's the worst. We never think about that, did we, till later?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Oh man, I'm a wrecking ball, man. When I'm out, when I look at some of the periods of my lifetime where I was, you know, wreaking havoc on myself, when I'm never really thinking, you know, when you're in yourself, you're not really thinking about others. But it's the others that you really wreak havoc on. And to me, you know, it just that in itself should keep you sober, but it doesn't. The fact is, it doesn't. And but we both know that, you know, you got to try to help somebody else. You got to put yourself in some positive situations, and you know, then you kind of help yourself, I think, doing that.
Do you find yourself, you know, because I find, you know, in the morning that when I get centered and I read some literature and I really start the day out without, you know, because my brain is awake about a half an hour before I am, and it's already has the committee running, and it already has everything. So when my eyes open up, it's already talking to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I read some literature and I start my day.
Yeah. Yeah, well, John, I was saying my committee started at 3 a.m. 2 days ago, two mornings ago. And I just woke up, and lately I've been sleeping really good, you know. And I had some sleep issues that I discovered, you know, and I took care of that, you know. But the other day I woke up and went, ooh, you know, you got this going on, you got that going on. Now it all takes care of itself if you're doing all the right things. You just do, you know, you put one foot in front of the other. You know, and to me, one of the blessings you talked about, you know, waking up, you think about it, like I got a lot of my life couldn't be more full with career, music stuff going on. And as long as my health is good, I'm able to do it. So, you know, but I got to remember that, you know, I got to remember it's a really good thing. But that committee you were talking about can really be somebody you could kind of, you can it's there, and if you take care of it, it's manageable. So
yeah, man.
That's my chop on that.
What do you think? Do you? I mean, what are some of the readings you do? You got to be out on the road. I know that you.
Well, I always carry. I'm not big on a lot of stuff other than the big book, man. I've been having that thing with me a long, long time, and I carry it with me because it's always been like it's my go-to forever. And weird things happen to me. Like if I'm like I go to my room and I read something and I open it up, boom. Sometimes I just haphazardly open it up and it's to where it's actually what I'm needed at that time. So I've had too many quinky things like that happen to me to make me realize that it works for me. I go to. I wish I could tell you I go to a meeting every day. I don't anymore. I just because of my schedule, but I got a regular meeting that I go to where I live, and it's out in Valley Forge, and I like going to that meeting because the guys know me, and they can even tell, usually before I can tell, that you're not in a great spot, and every time I've been in trouble, it's always been like my sponsor or somebody who's like pulled me out of the dirt. And it's because, usually I'm not the first one to say, you know what, I'm in trouble. Sometimes I don't even know before I'm there, And that's why the good thing about that is, So I encourage people that, whether you're look, when I got sober, I wasn't even sober. I was drinking, I was using, I was doing all those things. I was still going to meetings because they kept on saying, keep coming back. So eventually I put it all down, and then I had some time to get better. But then again, as this isn't something that ever goes away. You're on it all the time, and I've run into some roadblocks over my lifetime. And fortunately, because of being connected, to me, this is the most important thing, is being connected is why I still survived, and I survived those relapses.
Absolutely. And being human, and this is what relapse had really shown me when I went through what I had to go through, and I believe that I had to go through what I had to go through, and it showed me that I'm human. I'm human first. Listen, we all have diseases, and especially when you talk about addiction. Addiction can be anything from a heroin addiction to a shoe addiction. I mean, it really the level of that addiction really falls into if you got a heroin addiction, that's like chronic level 3 addiction. And you got a shoe addiction. You're still addict. You're still an addict. You're still going through those things. You're still going through the compulsions. You're still going through all of that stuff. But it isn't. The point of the matter is that what we have today is we have the opportunity to know that we're human, and we have these frailties. We have these character flaws. We have these things, and we get to understand who we are. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but I know for me that those things were humbling. And there were some cases where I needed to be. You know what I mean? So I think that we go through exactly what we need to go through.
Yeah. Well, you're funny. I like the shoe analogy. You could maybe a woman could fall off a pair of 3-inch pumps, break her neck, but with heroin, you could OD and never see the light of day again. You know what I mean? So
correct.
As that, what I mean? That shoe addiction is going to kill you immediately, like a heroin will, and especially these days, it being so as nasty as it is, from what I understand. A lot of young people. I have a lot of people that call me that. It's out there waving its ugly finger at us, and if you don't, spread the word as you do, and I'm really grateful that you do, John. It's like you've hung in there, no matter what anybody else said. You keep on doing. You spread the word of recovery because no one's fallible, and we all, we've all made mistakes, and you come back and you've helped a lot of people, and you certainly helped me. So that helps me to get on the road with guys that, don't do the same things I do. They're professionals, and, there was resentments I had for a long time about guys that could live a different kind of life and get away with it. Me, I could never get away with it. It just was tearing me up. So I'm blessed in the sense I got a great wife, Dallin, who takes care of me, and I try to take care of her in turn, and great friends. So it really is a nice life if you want it to be.
You know, one of the things that it was kind of funny, man, because over the weekend I had seen this old Stevie Ray Vaughan clip. It was an actual video.
Yeah.
And I clipped it down to this amazing message. And Stevie, you know, hey, listen, he made no bones about it. He was one of us. And, you know, that message he gave
most
was
definitely.
huge, man.
Yeah, well, I met Stevie. I met Stevie with the Hooters. We played at the Wax Museum in D.C. I think we did a few. We were on the same label, and believe it or not, I mean, the Hooters played gigs with Stevie Ray Vaughan. We were a blues band. We were a ska band at the time. Did a lot of reggae, and I met Stevie back in the day when we were both Little Rays in Hell. And then I was fortunate through my friend Billy Alford in Texas. The Hooters were playing, I believe, in Dallas, and one day at my hotel door, man, there's a knock on the door, and there's Stevie Ray Vaughan and Billy. And Billy said, hey, let's go hang out. You know you've been on the road for, I think I was on the road for 8 months at the time or something. And, you know, we know how squirrely you can get because they do it. And Stevie was carrying a green card in the back of his pocket. And I remember getting his Grand Am and just hanging out, and him being such a incredible, giving human being. And what a 180 he did on what he used to be. And he was making better music than ever, and he was a calling card for sobriety, man. He came to my hotel room. I remember the guys in my band say, as they saw us walk into my car later on, they said, was that you with Stevie Ray Vaughan? The guy really looked like him. I said, yeah, that was him, man. He was like doing a 12-step call with me. So,
wow, dude.
Pretty cool.
That's incredible, man.
And Billy Alford, too, man, who brought him by. Yeah. And we stayed friends until his unfortunate passing in, I believe it was a helicopter. You know, it's very sad, very sad.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you know, it's one of those guys that, and you know, when you look at that tree too, Clapton helping Stevie, you know, Clapton being his sponsor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those things, like, when you think about it, and again, these guys had no problem putting it out there exactly what they were, you know, what they were going through and how it wasn't working for them anymore either. I mean, think about that. You know, these guys were hardened dope fiends, and they went forever, man. And then it stopped working. And they had no problem saying, hey, listen, you know, I needed to clean up and it doesn't work anymore. Maybe it works for you, but it didn't work for me, and these are the things that I'm doing to make my life better. And you know something, I think Clapton and Stevie Ray made it cool to be able to say, hey, listen, I surrender.
I still remember hearing about him because what we were hearing before that was, don't be surprised when you get the news. You know, I mean, it was because he was on a tear, you know? So, you know what I mean? You understand that. Like, and then you hear either you get off, you got to either you make a move or you don't, and you end up in jails, institution of death, or you get yourself together. And Stevie did. And, you know, what was so cool about Stevie is that Steve was like, his end of it was all about helping other people. He knew that he had, like, I'm guessing like me, knowing you got a lot of defects of characters and shortcomings, but that doesn't stop you from helping another human being. And that was what he was all about doing. And I mean, I got that exact example when he came to visit me in Dallas, drove around a rental Grand Am. And then that night, he flew to Austin and played the Austin City Limits show because I invited him to come see us play. And he said, I got a gig of my own. So, you know, he went and did that gig. But I feel really lucky to have met, because, you know, in a lot of ways, he's like, we look at Stevie like we look at Jimi Hendrix, you know, and I never met Jimi Hendrix, but I got to hang with Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray is a rock and roll, just an icon. You know, blues man, unbelievable. You know, who plays like that? You know, so I was fortunate in that way. Absolutely. John,
Smash Palace.
Always good rapping with you, man. Smash Palace,
Smash Palace, and
it happened to me.
Smash Palace Music.
Yeah, you know, so if anybody wants to check out what I'm doing, you can go to see smashpalace.com, and you could see the new video. It happened to me, and then you could check out. Of course, you know, I play with the Hooters. You can go to hootersmusic.com, check that out. And, of course, In the Pocket, David Ossikinen's In the Pocket, .com. Songsinthepocket.org, I'm sorry. But, yeah, that's that. And, it's just a daily mission, man, trying to keep it together. But our lives are good, John. It's not others now, right?
Bro, we've come a long way one day at a time, bro, and I'm so glad that you are healthy and happy. And, congratulations. You've been married for a year now, right?
Coming up, October. She just reminded me we're coming up on our dating anniversary.
Very cool. Very cool.
We've been married. Got married in October, and I'm a very happy guy. It's all good. All good.
Well, listen, to you and the bride, congratulations. If I don't catch up with you between now and your anniversary. And thank you for supporting Rockers in Recovery. We love you big time, and we look forward to hearing great things coming out of Europe, and most importantly, from Smash Palace.
Yeah, hey, listen, and also keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you when I get back from Europe.
Sounds good, man. Look forward to it.
All right, John. All right, buddy.
All right, thanks, David. All right, guys, there you go. Rockers in Recovery, Waking Up Blessed. Our friend David Usekian of the Hooters. Check out Smash Palace. You can check it out at Smash Palace Music, and David's a great guy. We look forward to hearing great things from him when he comes back from Europe and the different things that he's getting ready to do, and I look forward to having him back on the air. And you guys have a great morning. Be blessed in all you do, and thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for tuning in to Waking Up Blessed this morning. That was, of course, our show, our live show with Gary, and then we did a pre-recorded, of course, or not a pre-recorded, but a past archive show from David. And two great guys, Philadelphia area, and working diligently to help others. And want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning and being a part of Waking Up Blessed. You guys have a rocking day. John Hollis, host for the show. I want to thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a rocking day. Bye.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
Amazon has everything for back to school. Zebra lunchbox? Check. Cool Adidas gear like t-shirts, shoes, and backpacks? Check. Triceratops folders and pencils? Check. Laser Cat t-shirts? Check. Get your back to school shopping done now at Amazon.com/back-to-school and enjoy free shipping on millions of items. No need to leave your home or hassle with crowds. Amazon.com. No better place to get everything back to school from A to Z.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry?
Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.